Yeah. Yeah.
Good. And getting back to your book, when you follow or accept the premise, the one that is both, you get back to the order of the universe.
In what way?
In the way that you're in spirit, you're in flow with the universe. You're not fighting anything. You're accepting, you're embracing, you're living it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's order. Disorder comes from when you're disconnected, where there's a lack of interconnectedness or intraconnectedness. Now, you explore the relationship between energy and matter. And I'm thinking of Einstein. When I came up with this question, I was thinking of Einstein's equation equals mc squared. Why do you explore energy and matter?
Well, I started with that same equation.
Okay.
You know, it's like, so what is this equation all about? And when we live our everyday lives, you know, we live in a world of matter. And yet there's the E, there's the energy, which comes first in his equation. And so the premise that I started with was, well, let's flip that around, okay? If we know ourselves as matter, what would it be like to live life knowing ourselves, first and foremost, as energy beings instead? And so Jerry, who's a physicist, the character is a physicist, and he is exploring that relationship. And
the energy-matter
the energy-matter relationship, yeah.
And what was his motive incentive to explore the energy-matter relationship? Was this more personal? Was this professional? He's trying to get a Nobel Prize or something?
Well, Jerry had a, what do you call it? An experience that wasn't a non-ordinary experience. When he was a young child, he had the experience of seeing his sheet on his bed like merge with his hand, like he couldn't tell where one began and one ended. It's a similar experience to what Jill Bolte Taylor has talked about on her TED Talk on the internet. And so he saw that, or he experienced this matter is energy paradigm and wanted to understand it and be able to explain it. And so he went into studying physics. And unfortunately, he didn't get the answers there. So then he studied metaphysics and didn't get the answers there and gave up and became a computer programmer. And that's where we meet him at the beginning of the book.
And did you come to any conclusions as far as energy and matter?
Well, we're one that is both. We're energy beings and we're material beings. And we're, you know, you've had guests on this show who have explained that, you know, we can work with our energy aspect.
You had to remind me, didn't you?
Well,
no,
I'm sure you've had lots of different guests who have come from that perspective.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to you know, enable people to really get how much they are energy, we are energy beings, because it allows us, I think, a level of getting beyond who we think we are.
Well, let me try something on you. I'd actually published an article where I used energy equals matter equal information. So you have mind, body, spirit. Yeah, the spirit would be the energy, the matter would be the body, and the information would be mind.
Okay.
So, but still, whether it be two or three, it's all one.
One, exactly.
Yeah, and it's just different perspectives. All right. Okay. The main character ends up in an alternate reality that you call Sagrada?
Sagrada.
Sagrada. Okay. What does, now here we're getting into the part where you make up your own language. What does Sagrada mean?
Well, I didn't make that up. It's actually Spanish and it means sacred. So it's like he goes, the alternate reality is a sacred space. It's where he's going to discover and grow into fully knowing himself as an energetic being.
Mm-hmm. And do you train to enter the sacred space, or?
No, he kind of got plopped there. Mm-hmm. You know, much like Dorothy and the tornado, Jerry goes into a rainstorm and comes out of the rainstorm, you know, kind of not knowing where he is. Mm-hmm. And, you know, has to learn to adapt to this whole new culture.
And does Jerry meet other people in Sagrada?
Oh, yes. Yes. He has some teachers there who lead him through some really interesting kind of mind-bending exercises to get him to come to understand his connectedness, his energeticness.
Now, what about death, life after death, soul, reincarnation? Do you tackle that in your book?
Not really, but I think I sort of intimate that, you know, because we're so interconnected, death is kind of an illusion. It's like a change of state. You know, like when water goes from water to steam, it changes state. Mm-hmm. But I don't tackle